Today we're talking about confidence, the kind of confidence that we build by overcoming limiting beliefs about ourselves. It's the third pillar of 4 that we've been discussing in this roadmap to life mastery, this roadmap to your personal fulfillment. That's one of the third of the 4 pillars that the very foundation that the whole Silva Method training is built on. Whether it be the immersion experience of life and intuition system, where I spend 4 days building this out and others, or the 2-day mastery seminar that we give. Regardless of your present level of development, your skill level, confidence is vitally important all throughout our lives, isn't it? You perhaps can think of someone, maybe even yourself, who's highly competent, highly skilled, has a high degree of excellence and success, and yet the one thing holding them back so often is from scaling up, from taking that next step or taking to the next level is what? Lack of what? Self-confidence, lack of believing in themselves, or at least believing that they can somehow, some way figure things out as things change. So let's go a little bit more deeper, and I've got some good ideas for you, some tips, few tips I want to offer to you on how you can build sustainable confidence that you can take to the bank, so to speak. So number 1, when we look at our belief systems, it's important to understand where they come from. Your belief systems, my belief systems, shape and mold our behavior. Our belief systems are learned, conditioning, what you've read, what your parents said to you, what your friends said to you, what your level of experience is, what you do, etc. All those experiences in life contribute to what we believe we can do or not do. Agreed? So one obvious solution then is get more experience. Challenge yourself. Have the courage to run the risk that you might make a mistake and learn that. So confidence comes from preparation, from study, from research. It's interesting how many of the thought leaders, how many seasoned professionals in any industry will tell you that even today, after all these decades of experience, they what? Still prepare, still practice, still study, still research to what? Upgrade their skill level. Even if it's just a little bit in making progress. It's that important. I find it fascinating how people, colleagues even sometimes, are surprised that after all these decades of traveling the world, conducting hundreds and hundreds of Silva Method courses, that I still prepare. I still mentally rehearse. I still research. I still look at how I can do it better. I'm not anything special. It's just I'm very privileged and fortunate that at a very young age in my career, I learned this lesson from a mentor. I learned the importance of this. And it's something that drives me to this day, that I believe that there's always room for improvement. And I want the same for you, because you can always improve. Another way to build confidence is to study prior successes, meaning in your life. Yes, read autobiographies, read biographies of successful people, listen to other people's successes, and it makes it more believable. There's nothing like your own experience, though. There's nothing like being able to say, I've done this. I've had this accomplishment. Nobody, and I mean nobody, no expert, can take that away from you, what you have actually accomplished. So you want to start, if you're not already doing this, you want to start journaling your successes. It could be 20 years ago. It could be present. It doesn't matter. Accomplishments. Keep them in mind. And anytime you find yourself moving into a new circumstance, with a new client, a new challenge, think back to some similar circumstances where you succeeded, where you made progress, or the lessons you learned. And that will literally change your chemistry and evoke in you in a way that you'll have more confidence. Because you can say, I've got evidence. I've been there, done that. I've actually achieved this. Very important. Continue to do that. Another important tip is, you heard me say briefly, mentally rehearse. Use your creative visualization to imagine your best self emerging in all that you do. I want you to do this every day. It's something that if it's all you do, especially if you do it at night before bed or any time during the day, for a minute to 3 minutes and just mentally rehearse you, your ideal self, your best self emerging in your relationship, in your business, in your practice, whatever it is that you do, you'll find that you'll literally notice as the days, weeks, and months go by, you'll be making steady progress. It'll also fill you full of hope and optimism. And when you've got hope and optimism, you're more likely to what? Listen to your hunches and follow through on taking the necessary steps. What's important, you'll also recognize opportunities when they are available to you. It's the key, and have gratitude for that as you follow it. So you're building confidence by studying successes, you're modeling them. And I'll give you a quick example of that, myself in my career. I can remember, this is about 20 years ago, give or take. We have 3 children, and our 2 sons, the eldest 2, are about 23 months apart, 21 months apart. Anyway, there was a point where they both were in college here in the US, and they were expensive schools. And we had a serious conversation, my wife and I, we agreed we wanted to support that. So my intention was, remember, we talked about the importance of having clearly defined goals in number 2 and staying focused on them, whereas in number 1 we talked about leveraging your energy. That was the first pillar, staying healthy and vital. So in looking at this aspect, my intention was I wanted them to get the best possible education and not have a debt. And I didn't want to carry any debt either for them. And yet I wanted for the undergraduate level to support them in that. Well, the long story short is, looking at the reality of what I was doing at the time in my career, I was limited. Didn't have the revenue to support that if I wanted to succeed in having, no debt. So I kept imagining my best self. I kept imagining and visualizing, and that was the outcome. That was my intention, to support them and help. And lo and behold, in doing that, as time went by, I don't remember the exact timing, but opportunities I became aware of these opportunities, seized them. So did it mean it was real easy? No. I was going every week, and I was almost not 7 days, but 5 days a week. But it did the job. And the best part, in doing this, I learned more about myself and as a presenter. I was helping a friend build his seminar business, and we were traveling all over the US 3-4 days a week, working with large groups in personal development. And it made a difference. And both of them, all 3 of our children, have graduated undergrad with 0 debt. So I don't say this to brag. I don't think I'm any special. Just I had a clear intention. I knew what I wanted. And I stayed focused. And I had the confidence that I could somehow, some way figure it out. Somehow, some way figure out, what to do, what steps. And when you have that kind of confidence, you'll recognize the opportunities. So my friends, I sincerely hope this helps. More to come, stay tuned. By the way, that you're here to the end of this video says a lot about you. By the fact you're even watching the video, I believe in you for that. It shows that you're doing something, you're taking action. You're not sitting back complaining, you're taking action. And I honor you for that. And I thank you and appreciate you allowing me this opportunity. I know you'll get results as you follow these tips. Thanks so much for watching. If you're finding it of value and you know people could benefit, please share this with others. I'd also enjoy hearing from any comments. So remember, please remember, you are far more than what you appear to be. In fact, you are better. My name is Ken Coscia, and I serve as the lead instructor and international training director for the Silva Method.